All right, so with all the recent reports of Sean Dyche in and now Rafa Benitez in, it's made me sit down and reassess my position. And right now, I think I'm Ange in. Hi guys, hope you're doing well and welcome to a video where I'm going to try and have a mature discussion about the whole managerial situation. It's the international break. Forest didn't ruin my weekend. I'm an uncle again today, so get your congratulations in the comments down below. And yeah, so I've been able to kind of sit back, relax and refresh. It's amazing what a weekend without Forest does to you. I feel like 20 years younger. I may even look 20 years younger. I don't know. But right now, I've been reflecting. So let us reflect together. Let's start the reflection process by making sure you've hit the like button. Make sure you're subscribed as well. If you want to grab me a coffee, you can in this new reflection mode of mine. So, look, just give you a couple of quick updates before we get into it. There have been more reports coming out about Rafa Benitez is going to be the one to take over from Ange, that Sean Dyche is still the favourite and all this stuff. But all I know for sure is that when you look at it historically in the Premier League era, at the very least in the last few years, when Forest have sacked someone, it's been a Sunday or a Monday with Cooper, with Nuno, and then by Tuesday the next person's in. So I think if we get to tomorrow about this time, Ange will be at Chelsea, at the Chelsea game. He's not going to Chelsea. That might scare a few Chelsea fans. So look, I just look at the current caliber, should we say, of managers that are being linked. Sean Dyche is a huge no for me. I think if you bring Sean Dyche in, and this isn't about Sean Dyche or Stone Cold Steve Austin or Stone Cold Sean Austin. This is about the fact that Sean Dyche is an admission that Forest are way away from where they need to be or think they are or should be. Sean Dyche is basically Sam Allardyce, a Sean Dyche. That kind of manager who comes in, you pull the ripcord, break glass in case of an emergency thing. And I think we're so far from there. I actually think there's been a lot of overreaction to the Forest position, including by myself as well. Now, is this an endorsement for Ange? No. Ange now needs to go and prove himself on the pitch. If he's getting Chelsea, I don't really care at this moment who's in the dugout. I feel, I'll be honest with you, I feel a bit disconnected right now from that bond with Forest. That, you know, maybe it's the international break. Maybe I've enjoyed life outside of Forest. I don't know how you guys have felt about it, but it's been the best international break ever for me. I just think as a fan base, we needed it. And anyway, I'm waffling as I normally do, but back onto the point. So when it comes to this Chelsea match, he's probably going to be in the dugout. And I can't be asked to go into this Chelsea match with negative thoughts. Do I think we're going to win? Probably not, right? But I don't want to go into that mind frame of, well, just go play the match, lose and get on with the next manager. I just don't think it benefits us. And then what, we got Bournemouth away. We all know how that story goes, right? So we have to try and get something out of Chelsea. And for that to happen, the vibe needs to be a bit more positive, a bit more bouncy, a bit more, you know, we can do this, us against the world attitude. Because right now, I can guarantee you, everyone wants Forest to fail. And they may say it's because of me, okay? I don't know, maybe it is. But the real reason is you're looking at those big six clubs that don't like that Forest put their nose out last season. That Sky Six, the Cartel Six. They don't like the Forest, the Villas, the Newcastles of this world. So to see Forest demising, in their opinion, is a good thing for them. They want order restored to how it was. Okay, so that's one thing. So don't like, I want us to be the us against the world. And for that, it needs the fan base to unite. Now, will it unite under Ange? Who knows? Okay, but if Ange does go and beat Chelsea, does get some points against Bournemouth, then suddenly things are looking different. But there's one key reason why I'm prepared to give him this chance. And I'm not sitting here saying I'm Ange till I die and all this crap. I'm not. Okay, but if he's gonna be in, I feel like, look, how can I describe this? In a normal season where Forest haven't had Europe and it was a period of time where we weren't playing a League Cup match, we're really looking at Ange having only played 3 or 4 games in the league, okay? He's drawn 1 or 2, he's lost 2. or drawn 1, lost 3, whatever it is. This whole extending it out to 7, we should, with the Swansea game, with the Europa League games, etc., kind of muddies the story a little bit, okay? And the main reason I'm prepared to give him a chance is because of this guy, Douglas Luiz. Now, I know what you guys are going to say. You can't build your whole team and hopes around one single player. I disagree. When a player is as good as Douglas Luiz, you can, and you need to. Like, think about it when, like, for those of you who are old enough, obviously I'm only 23, so I'm not old enough, but remember when we had Stan Collymore that season? We've interviewed Frank Clark, and he said to us, part of our strategy was give the ball to Stan. Let him do what he's going to do. And then look how we fell off when Stan went to Liverpool in the following season. And then in the season after, we go down. Okay, so one man can make a team. Now, I'm not going to say this is a Stan Collymore. It's not, okay? But this is someone who fills a hole that we've been struggling with, which I've been moaning about for 4 or 5 years, about the midfield and our lack of control in it. And yes, I'm going to say Batiste, and yes, I'm going to say I got catfished and what have you. But there's a reason I got catfished, was because Douglas Luiz was in the midfield for that first half. We would have won that game if Douglas Luiz was out in the second half. Okay, so with Douglas Luiz now being fit, or alleged to be fit, and him coming back in, you got Murillo back into the team. I'm sitting here, what I'm saying now is Ange doesn't really have too many excuses, okay? I'm giving him one more lifeline. This is like, you're playing Mario, you're about to die, and then you get that one-up lifeline thing. You think, okay, I was going to switch off the Game Boy back then, or whatever it is. I'm going to go with this one life. And that's the chance I'm giving him. So if he's got Douglas Luiz in the team, he's got Murillo in the team, he's had 2 weeks coaching those players in particular, because Douglas Luiz and Murillo, because of the injury, went away on international duty. This is the no excuse Ange, okay? For me, this is go out and do it. It's a hard team against Chelsea, but technically, Ange, you've put yourself in this position. So go and win this game. And then show me and show everyone else you are the right guy to lead us forward. Some of you will sit here and say, maybe you will, maybe you won't, I don't know, is, okay, well, the change needs to happen sooner rather than later, so less damage is done. If we lose to Chelsea, kind of get tonked, so he's definitely gone. I get that argument, but I'm not from that persuasion. I find it very difficult to be in a position where I want Forest to lose, right? If ever, that is. Okay, so I get that, but we just need a win. We just need to go over the line. And yes, add into that, I definitely don't want Dyche. I definitely don't want Rafa Benitez. If I had to pick out those two, I probably would go Rafa Benitez. Dyche football for me is just so bad. I can't believe half the stuff I'm hearing in terms of Dyche and why he would be good for Forest, that Dyche got Burnley into Europe. Well, that was like a billion years ago. Dyche is just, I don't think he's ever finished higher than like 16th or 15th in the Premier League. Some of you guys may say, well, you'll take that right now. I hear it. But it would just be a backward step. As I said on the previous video, you don't go from title race in Jan to Europe Champions League race in March to European football confirmed to 200 million in the summer, beat Brentford, draw with Palace, and then suddenly shit the bed and find yourself with Sean Dyche in the dugout. That's way too big of a jump and a reach. So look, that's where I am. I wanted to kind of put together a calm video about it. I'm Ange in for Chelsea. How I feel after that, I don't know. But one thing I'll always be on here is honest with you guys. I don't want Dyche. I don't want Rafa. And if it's Ange, then it's Ange. Am I a flip-flop? You lot let me know in the comments. Make sure you've hit the like button. Make sure you've subscribed. But we did put a poll out on the posty bit, the community tab on here. And you know what? I was surprised to see a lot of you were Ange over Dyche and Rafa. So if you haven't voted on that, go check it out. It's on the homepage. So we'll see you on the next video. I hope this weird kind of discussion makes any kind of sense. But that's where my thought process is. Enjoy the next 4 days because Forest still can't ruin it for you. Make sure you've liked, make sure you've subscribed. We'll see you on the next video. Come on, you Reds.